Hi there guys, welcome to the beach in Marseille. This is Plage des Catalans. I'm going to give you a spin round, but in this video we're actually going to walk from the beach to the old port. It's a bit of a walk, but we're going to discuss comparisons between Marseille for a holiday and Nice for a holiday. And I thought, what a better place to start than here. One thing we can start with straight away is Nice, you've got the pebbled beach, here you've got sand. So let's have a look. Just before we set off, let's just have a little talk about another option for a beach. That island over there, you can get a boat from the old port. I suggest you go in the morning, spend all day there, and then you come back the same day. If you go round there, you've got a lot of Roman artifacts, because this was a Roman city. It was also a Greek city first. And if you keep going round there, then you make it to the Notre Dame de la Garde Basilica. Now, let's go. You're actually going to figure out how to get to the old port just doing this walk with me. Be careful because they're crazy drivers here in the south of France. So you can get the 83 bus, but as we're going to have a little chat, there's a lot of wind, so excuse me if you can't hear me, we'll just walk. Public transport's not bad in Marseille, so we could start with stuff like that. So you've got the metro, you've got buses, you've got some trams. All of the French tourism areas are very good with the signposting. Hi there, where are you from?
Paris.
You're from Paris?
Yeah.
Right, so yeah, it's a vlog, so you're neutral, okay?
Yeah.
With Marseille or Nice?
Nice.
Which one's better for a holiday?
For holiday, Nice.
Nice. You think Nice is better?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, life is it's like you see here like there's a lot of people, mostly like young people. If you're your age, you can go to this. You can find people your age, like it's more a calm place than here. You know?
So you think, but don't you think there's more to do here?
I don't think so, because talking beaches, there's only this one beach.
Yeah.
And in Nice, I've only went to one beach, Promenades des Anglais.
Yeah.
Only one. So here you can go to the Calanque. It's like a better beach
Than this one.
Yeah, this one.
But then you've got
I think they think it's the worst beach around because there's only tourists here.
Well, the local people said this is the one the local people go to.
Because it's closer to the
city, yeah.
City, yeah. But the better beaches are way further than here.
And where's better, Paris or Marseille?
Paris.
Right. I knew you were going to say that. Cheers, guys. So they think Nice. It's interesting. It's a matter of opinion. I personally think that Marseille's better. If you're into seeing more interesting history and stuff like that, I'm worried about the camera microphone blowing off with all this wind. Right, so basically, every single French city has these brown signs. And they represent the tourist attractions, that colour in this town. I'm pretty sure it's the same in Paris as well, or the whole country. So on this walk, we're actually going to walk past the Fort de Saint Nicholas, or Fort Nikolai. We'll see the panel, because I've just forgotten and I've just read it. That's welcome to the channel, by the way. That's the way we roll on this channel. So that was actually a gift to Napoleon from his wife. And it's a very nice fort, and it overlooks the old harbour, the old port. Yeah. Travel with Will. Travel with Will.
Okay.
Right. Have a good.
We'll check it out.
Thank you. So it's kind of, the city's based around the old port, but then if you go up the hill away from it, you've got some super cool places, and they're in the description box below. You've got Cours Julien, which is the biggest art district in France. It's really cool as well. Then if you head this way, you've got the beach. Then if you go left, you've got the old quarter, which was the original Greek site, and then if you go right, then you've got the basilica on top of the hill. So there's something in all directions here. So let's go back to our comparison. Kind of put me off my stride when they said they preferred Nice. I wasn't expecting that. I think we're going to walk on this side. It's less windy. Watch out for these things as well. They're on the bike lanes and in the road. So, let's go back to that comparison. He said the beach was bigger in Nice, but you've got the pebbles, so it's harder to walk on. It is chill there, I have to admit. I do like Nice. It just doesn't give me the same... I don't know, I prefer the vibe here. I prefer the energy here. And it's less touristic-y, so it's less expensive. Accommodation-wise, I think Nice wins. Public transport from the airport to the city centre, Nice most probably wins. Old town, that's a draw. History-wise, this place is the winner. And I suppose Nice has a lot more kind of things going on, like bands and stuff. Haven't really seen much of that here. They do have a theatre here, they have the opera house, and you're kind of not as close to other cool things here. Whereas in Nice you can go to Grasse, you can visit Cannes if you want, you could even go to Menton or Monte Carlo, Monaco. So yeah, maybe that's a close call there. Let me know what you think below. Would you rather go to Marseille or to Nice? So I think we'll just talk about this area in general as we're walking down here, a few facts about the city. So I've been here for 3 days, and I think you need 3 days to see the basics. I think you need 5 days if you want to see the islands, the museums, maybe to go a little bit further out to Cassis or somewhere like that, another town in the city. So we're nearing the fort now actually. The parking's very good. Ah, that's another one. Nice is awful for parking. So if you're coming to Marseille in the car, cheers man. If you're coming, they're a lot more vibrant here. If it's more Latin-y in a weird, strange way. But you'd assume that Nice would be the same, but I think the people are just a lot more calm in Nice, whereas here they're more vibrant. Parking is a nightmare there, but here it's not bad. You've got good parking everywhere. This is the start of the fort, by the way. And you've got these bikes everywhere as well. So I think parking, Marseille wins. Driving, Marseille wins. It's a close call. On this video, I always like to do a little comparison, but for me, the conclusion is I would pick Marseille solely for the fact that it's easier for me to drive here. It's easier for me to get accommodation because it's not always busy. There's less tourists, which means the prices aren't as high. And I just like the more relaxed way of walking around the city without having loads and loads of people. If you go to Nice Old Town in the night, it's rammed. I remember I went there was no tables or anything, and a group of French people invited me to their table actually. So here I haven't had that problem. Let's have a look. There's cool little looky out places as well. So we'll have a little talk about that. So the Nazis came to France, obviously, they took Paris, and Hitler said Paris was too beautiful to bomb, or something like that. I'm not a Nazi quote expert, as you could imagine, but Marseille, he bombed it, and the only part they didn't bomb was the original Greek part of the city, the oldest part of the city, which was 600 BC. I've said this in my other video as well, and they didn't bomb that, but they did say it was so dirty, that's why they didn't go in there, something like that. And that's Le Panier. So that placard there was about the history of the Nazis in the city, basically. As you can imagine, it was very important for the resistance because it's a port town, so a lot of people would get away from all the mess through the port here. Talking about the port, it's the oldest city in France, so the port is very important. All the trading, well, so much trading over the years. And this here is the fort that I was telling you about. We'll get a better view down there. So this is the walk you'd make to the beach. That's why I'm doing this video. So imagine you're staying in the city centre. You would have to walk this walk that we're doing right now. So just to give you an idea of the road, this is what it looks like. Huh, nearly saw a man get run over then as well. Yeah, they don't wait, they're very stressy drivers, the French. Very, very, everyone's either extremely fast or extremely slow. But there's more fast than slow. And the mopeds are a nightmare as well. So, I think when you get to here, it doesn't look so nice, to be honest, that area there. Let's have a look. They won't show you this in the tour guides. But there's the basilica. Now remember when we were at the beach, I said if you kept walking round the road, you'd get to there eventually. That is exactly the way to go if you're going by foot. You can take a little train as well, which we might see, but I think it's too late. And now we're basically at the port. The wind's picked up again. So I just wanted to say, basically, it's my last night, so I thought I'd do a little vlog because I like doing the vlogs. It's just interesting to know that you're sharing something with someone else, and I like to try and give you the point of view of it just being as little editing as possible, so you can imagine doing this walk yourself, basically. Thank you for all the support. I think we'll walk right the way down, you know. Remember, the Marseille soap is from here. Always be careful at the zebra crossings, even if it says go green, because sometimes they don't stop. Another interesting thing about France, the tourism in France, is a lot of the religious buildings are free entry. But in Marseille, if you have to pay, a child's ticket is 11 and up. Whereas I thought a child was 13 and up, but I thought that was a bit strange. Normally the average price here is 9 for an adult and 5 for a child. And that's pretty much all the trains, the one that goes up to the Basilica and the one that goes around the old town there. Oh, you can see the cathedral over there. So I've done a video on the Basilica and the cathedral and the old part of the town. It's all below in the description. And if you've watched this video and those videos, thank you so much. Just like the video if you watch it. Just like it. Comment as well if you can be bothered. So now it starts to look nice. That was the 83 bus, which takes you from here to the beach we were just at. I'll show you where the stop is. It's €2 there. I think it's $3.50 if you get a return. You could get the bus there and then walk back like me, or do it the other way around. Bit of exercise. So talking about the temperature of the water, it's freezing and it's August. And I mean, when I say freezing, I'm from England and I've swam in September in the UK. It's freezing. I don't know if it's because there's a lot of wind, and it's very, very salty. It's a lot saltier than I remember when I was just recently in the Riviera, but and the tide is very strong, so be careful. Oh, there's a lot of boats here as well. Let's have a look at these. So on this road here, you've actually got the Marseille soap shop for tourists to buy some soap and stuff. When we get further down, I will tell you this funny story actually. When I was walking to the beach, I walked past the main square, and there's this area with a mirrored ceiling so you can see yourself. And they were doing like a dancing competition. And I heard the guy, he was speaking English. And he went, someone must have danced like Justin Bieber, someone must have danced like someone else. And then he said Justin Bieber, I think he said Alicia Keys, and then he went Mohammed Jackson, and then they started playing Michael Jackson. It was a joke, everyone laughed, but it was funny. I did find that quite funny, but I don't know if they understood what he was saying because he said it in English. Just spotted one of these cranes. I think he'd get the shock of his life if he pulled a shark out of there. Talking about that, I was reading in the French news that the newspaper there were some sharks spotted, but that was near Narbonne area. But still, there's no doors in the ocean, are there? Are you ocean people, or do you prefer lakes? Some people prefer lakes, don't they? And going back to our comparisons, you don't really have this in Nice, but you do in Antibes. So, and that's the other good thing about Nice, you do have Antibes nearby as well, which is a super cool town. But then you could say you've got Cassis near here as well. Would I stay in Cassis? Cassis, or Cassis, how you say it? I would visit for the day. I wouldn't go there for a weekend, because and maybe if you're a bit older, but if you're young, there's not much there. Nightlife wise, I would say Nice most probably beats Marseille. So there's the bus coming back. There is the soap shop I told you about. We're near the bus stop now anyway. Another thing I've noticed is cigarettes are very expensive in France. So if you're a smoker coming from a country like Switzerland or something, or even England, I think they were cheaper at the British airport, so make sure you bring your own. It's not a cheap country, France, either. You know, if you're comparing it to the UK, I think that's where France and Italy were smart, because they kept their tourism at a higher price, whereas Spain made it really low, and so did Greece. So that's why you get so many social problems because you get a lot of drunk tourists, because obviously you can drink for a lot cheaper. Here, I think you're going to need to budget in minimum €52 for a day, and that's just your food and your travel. It's even more than that, I'd say, to be honest. Whereas in Spain, you can go for a lot cheaper. And a lot of French people do actually go to Spain for their holidays. I did ask some people. can smell fish and chips. So like I promised, ladies and gents, 20 minutes, or you could have got this bus, you get it from here. So you can get the 82 or the 83 and it will take you to the beach we were just at. For references of where we are in the video, I'll give you a spin round. So yeah, let's end it there. I'm actually going to go for a walk over there, Le Panier, again, without the camera. I'm just going to go for a few drinks, say hello to some local people. And yeah, I did show you that. That's all below in the description box. If you made it this far, you're great. I do really appreciate the likes and the comments. We've got New York coming in November, hopefully. Then we've got Asia in February and March. So take care, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Bye.